It was baffling, to be honest with you. You get at somebody in the number one healthcare organization in the United States of America who is a corporate executive, a high ranking one, as a matter of fact, just sitting on the board of directors, and he has no protection around him. That is just baffling. I don't understand it. We still don't understand it. It could have been one of two things, according to the teams that we've listened to today, and of course, the news media giving us information. One, it could have been a personal choice. He may have not liked living in the bubble, and that's what we call somebody that is in the middle that we are protecting. It's called the bubble. We're around him. Even when he goes to the restroom, we're still right outside the door, that sort of thing. Or United Healthcare chose not to provide security for him. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not going to speculate on it, but it is highly unusual for the CEO of a multi-billion dollar corporation not to have people around him. It's just, again, it's baffling. Any attack. It could have been a person that had him targeted. It could have been just a street vendor. You just never know. I thought Mary Ellen kicked it out of the park. I love Mary Ellen. Every time she's on television, it's just I'm intrigued by her. But one thing I haven't heard from a lot of people are two things. Number one, the when the event happened. The event happened at 6:30 in the morning. A lot of people say, well, between 6:30 and 7. A lot of people say, well, why is that important? Well, that's shift change for the New York Police Department. So there's not a lot of street officers on the street at that point in time. Second, um, I believe, just from what I've listened to from newsreader reports and Intelnet reports, I believe that this man had his schedule. I think this man knew his movements. And I think he posted up, what, 5, 10 minutes before he walked out of that other hotel and walked around the corner and was in front of the Hilton. I think that that's important. And the last thing that I heard your other guests talk about is the gun and the positioning of the gun and how the gun jammed. He did have a suppressor. He did have a baffler on that gun from what we've seen in the videos that have been supplied to all of us out here in the field. And the gun jammed because of the recoil of the action on it and the baffler, and not only that, but the silencer. Let's just call it what it is, a silencer, and it did not set off any of the monitors in the city area that listen for gunshots that would have put police in the area immediately. So it just seems like the perfect storm. If he or his company had hired our firm, we would have had 10 agents around him at the minimum. And that would have been an advanced team in front of the hotel, but we would have never moved him like that. We would have moved him out of his hotel through the back entrance, put him in a small motorcade, brought him over to the back entrance of the other hotel. That's how we operate. We're not going to operate out in the open. Absolutely. Yep, because he's fixing to give a speech in front of stockholders that are not being monitored and are not being checked. So I would make sure that on my team, if I was the detail leader, I would make sure that we would have had the room secure, number one, but number two, we would have brought him through a back entrance because it's that important. You're talking again about a very important man in this country.